Hello, fellow barley shoots. Well, we're still here, so we're still doing videos, and you know what? May the Lord just come get us soon. I ran across this article here, Debka file today. Assad loses battles as U.S., Israel, Turkey, Jordan, Qatar, and the UAE arm al-Qaeda's Syrian branches. You gotta admit, this is just getting hilarious now. I mean, not the actual devastation on the ground, but just the hypocrisy and the unbelievable, literally unbelievable um, turn of events. I mean, the U.S. is helping to arm Al Qaeda, but I mean, I think from many people have dug into this a little bit. There's the thread, the conjecture, maybe it's more than conjecture, that the U.S. created Al Qaeda as part of what happened up in Afghanistan to try and block Russia from moving into Afghanistan. And from that, I think the history outside of the mainstream media would say that there was relationships between a lot of the Washington elite and the Bin Ladens, including the Bush family. And so the whole mock struggle and the war on terror um, was always, there was an undercurrent that it was never real, that was a manufactured thing. And it these things come full circle because we have a war on terror, Osama bin Laden and Al Qaeda being our arch enemy, blowing up supposedly the World Trade Center, which certainly is a challenged notion these days. And now we're arming Al Qaeda in Syria. The other one that just rolls by here, probably roll by here again in the breaking news, ISIS linked social media claimed Texas shooting, and that was the shooting that happened in Texas. And if you've been watching, there's all sorts of, um, let's just say, coincidental things that have been happening in terms of arming rebels and the rebels turning into ISIS units after they've been armed, as well as accidental supply drops that land in the arms of ISIS. So, you know what? You sure wish you had more concrete things to point to, but just take the Al Qaeda example, where 2, 3, 4, 10 years ago they were the arch enemy and to be feared, so much so that we had to go fly into Pakistan without approval and take out Osama bin Laden, and now we're arming them, and it just becomes unbelievable. I guess the same thing with Boko Haram pledging allegiance to ISIS, and Boko Haram accidentally finding tons of U.S. armament in the deserts of Libya. Um, I just think this is all just a big contrived thing to take down the United States in particular, but it's really the strife that's occurred across the world. I mean, let's be honest. Look at the strife that was ginned up that took down Syria and Egypt when Morsi came in, and all these countries, Iraq, that have internal struggle, and then the government gets overthrown. And I showed in prior video there, um, Brookings Institute, for instance, article, The Strategy with Iran. One of the themes was that we go in and we foment unrest between the people loyal to the mullahs, sorry, but the people loyal to the mullahs and the clerics and the people that are, say, more secular or more liberal in their Islamic theology, and especially the big batch of Christians that's growing like crazy over there, being against what the government wants. Well, one of the strategies there in that Brookings Institute article I had was that we would go in and foment the unrest and pit the two sides against each other and overthrow the government. And so if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I just think what we're seeing here with Baltimore and now it's spreading into other cities. Heck, there was even rioting going on in what was it, Tel Aviv a day or two ago. Stephen Ben-Nun uh, reported on that, and so you can just see how the New World Order, if you want to use a term for it, leverages some natural or foments some natural discord between divisions that may exist in a society or culture, and they use it to take down the government or the institutions. And I really think, you just look at how ridiculous can this be that we're arming Al Qaeda right now. Um, it just, I guess, it points to that this is just a made-up story. It's a game, and this is how the New World Order is bringing all the non-controlled governments under their their control mechanism. I don't know how to say it, but that's what's going on. Libya, right? It was a rogue nation, want to issue its own currency for Africa. Didn't take long after Gaddafi announced that, and boom, he's at the other end of a bullet in his brain. Um, so hang on, Saints. Here's all the signs pointing to what's going on, and sure looks like it might have begun here in the U.S. So pray for the peace of Israel. Pray for the leadership of the United States. Pray for the soon coming of the Lord. Amen. All right, Maranatha.